Okay, okay. So this is my first actual live video that I've done. That's an actual live video. I hope I get some people viewing in. I don't know if we will, but we can use this as a if anything, you can always come back to this video and everything. And I apologize for sounds in the background. I'm a little bit limited right now on where I can actually do my video because it got a little dark on me and it got a little cold and wet. um, Anyways, we did our video today on, sorry for the camera moving as well. I don't have a way to stand it up with doing what we're doing today. So today I did my video on the sacramentals, which in essence they kind of are smaller representations of sacraments, but they're more or less ways to get you prepared for this sacraments and everything, and their own little blessings and everything. One of the first things we talked about was the sign of the cross, which a lot of people don't know what that is, but that's forehead. Some people do here. I go a little bit further down, but up, down, and then we go over to our heart for the word holy, and then to this shoulder. Orthodox, I believe, do it the other way, where they end on the heart, and we use the heart for holy. There's nothing really wrong with either one. It's that in itself is a sacramental. But the video is mainly meant for us to show and share different forms of sacramentals. So probably one of the most common sacramentals that people see all the time and have questions about is the rosary. So I'm going to switch this camera around slightly. There we go. So first of all, here's our table of sacramentals. They actually have a few other things too, but I didn't feel like digging that much stuff out. So right here is my personal rosary. Now it's in a little bag, and I love this bag I got. Let me get this open. I should have already had some of this done. Sorry. My rosary is a replica of the rosaries used by soldiers in World War II. So here we go. So the rosary here has the crucifix like normal, and it has a crown of thorns behind it. This is obviously a military style rosary, but I like it because I kept breaking all of mine. So more common, you see what's called a miraculous medal right here. However, this one didn't come with that, so I had one attached to it. So that's what this is my miraculous medal with that on the background. And of course we have our rosary, our different prayers. Beads represent different prayers. You can do the actual rosary, you can do a divine mercy chaplet. I'm trying to get this untangled for us. So for those that are curious, we have our crucifix is where we kind of start, and then we have an Our Father bead right here. Then we have 3 Hail Marys, a Glory Be here, and then we start our first mystery with an Our Father, and then we bypass this for the time being, and we do each of our 10 rosary or Hail Marys right here. Then we have a Glory Be and a Fatima prayer if you choose to use Fatima, the next mystery, and repeat all the way around until you have all 5 mysteries done. You come back around over here, and normally you get to here, but I always go with obviously the miraculous medal, and I hold it, and we do our Hail Holy Queen prayer. And then we're finished with the rosary. Well, there's also a prayer to God at the end and a sign of the cross, and you're done. Well, that's my personal rosary. They come in different forms as well. So here's what we call a knotted rosary. People a lot of times make these for their parishes, and it's designed the exact same way, except everything's made with knots. And so the crucifix is just a knotted cross. There's not an actual, no metal on it. So, but this is one of my children's. They were given to during the Fatima anniversary. Actually, it was given to me to give to my kids, but same thing. We actually have 3 different versions of these. There's also something called a decade rosary. Now, my wife has made this one, so that's why it's in a bag. Let me get it out. This is one we're selling once we get our store finally open. Decade rosary is similar to a regular rosary. It doesn't have all the decades, so we have the crucifix here, obviously, and we got the medal over here instead of over there. Now, these medals can actually be different things, and that's how they are. Like my wife on this one put St. Francis of Assisi on it. And then we have the Our Father, and then the Our Father bead and the mystery bead. And you can go through it this way, then repeat and do it 5 times, and everything else is rosary light. Now, this wood is actually made from trees from Jerusalem, so that's pretty neat. And again, apologizing for the screaming and the background. So let's put that one up. All right, keep good care of that one. Now, notice there's some other stuff on the table, so let's put our rosaries all over here in one area so we can get them out of the way. So, what we have, probably the next most common thing you'll come across is the sacramentals. There are sacramentals, stupid. The medals, medals, they are sacramentals. These are made of numerous different saints for right here for our purposes. I have a miraculous medal right here. That's the back of it. This is a specific medal. It's the most common and most popular medal. Mother Teresa actually used to have thousands of these that she would just have in stock, and when she went somewhere she'd grab like a few hundred and throw in her pockets and just give them out to people and tell them how to pray. This right here is a St. Francis prayer. St. Francis, of course, is a popular, well-known saint, and most of our medals look like this on the back. It says pray for us, and it'll probably say where it's made. Ours are made in Italy. That's where the miraculous medal varies a little different. It's got its own backing. We have St. Michael the Archangel as well. Again, it has his name there. It says Italy over here. We flip it over, and again, pray for us is on there. Most medals are going to have this background. The miraculous medal is just a very special kind of medal. Personally, my own necklace that I wear has 4 different medals on it. I may have this one. I can't remember. It's actually bad if I'm wearing it. I can just pull it out and take a look, I suppose. I have Mother Teresa. Let's see if we can get this in here. No, it's not going to let me do it. But I have Mother Teresa, or Mother Saint Teresa. I have the miraculous medal, and I have the Benedictine medal, or Saint Benedict medal, which is also a very unique medal. It's very specific. Let's see if I can get that in here. Give me a moment and I'll take my necklace off real fast, and I apologize for craziness of this. We had a schedule conflict, and so some things weren't able to get done the way I wanted to. So here's our Mother Teresa medal right here. There's my own miraculous medal there, and my wedding band's on this because my fingers kind of outgrew it. And there's the Saint Benedict medal. It's a very specific medal, and here's the front of it with Saint Benedict on it. And it's not this side that most people are familiar with seeing. It's this side that most people recognize. There's actually special crucifixes that have this medal engraved on the back of it. But that's my own special necklace here with my own. All my sacramentals that I wear have been blessed by a priest. So has my rosary. So that's, I mean, it's not a requirement, but I have that for my own special purposes. I'm trying to dangle this back down so I can put it back on. Okay. I'll use the same type of chain that my rosary is for my necklace to hold. Some people use leather, some people use regular chains. It's just, that's up to you on how you do it. Now the next things, these right here kind of go together. The next most common sacramental that people will have is what's called a prayer card. And I actually have 2 versions of a prayer card here. These right here are going to be your more common. They're just mass produced, very, just like almost like a business card quality. And so you'll have a saint on it. This is St. Paul the Apostle. And I'm sorry, the lighting's getting weird again. Over here we have the prayer on the back. Also, I know there's only one person listening. If they want to make any comments or have any questions, I'll try to answer them, because I can't be for certain sure who it is watching. But that's how, this is the general idea of a prayer card, though. It's you can get them blessed, you don't have to. Some people, a lot of Catholics, it's a trend, especially for these kind of humors, younger and older, but not necessarily more middle-aged people, to collect these things almost like trading cards. Like, I've heard people say that they got their grandparents' Bible and every page had a prayer card in it of a different saint. Anyways, so over here, we'll cover the difference in this one here in just a minute, or the statue here in a minute. But here's a prayer card in it. I'll move that over so you can see, of St. Jude. And of course, on the back is the actual prayer for St. Jude. There's also a barcode on that one. And this is a little special dual packet right here. We weren't expecting this when we ordered some of these, but the next big thing we have, though, is statues. Let me try getting into better light. Now, this is a statue of St. Michael the Archangel. This is my personal statue. We have a few others. I just grabbed this one because it was easier to grab. Of course, this one's been blessed as well for protection, and we have him kind of situated way up above everything else. Then right here, of course, and this is another statue. It's a sacramental as well. All of this stuff is sacramentals. This is a statue, of course, of St. Jude with the card. And you know, we got a few different statues, like of St. Therese, St. Francis, St. Benedict even. So there's a bunch of that kind of stuff. Again, sacramentals, they're pretty much anything that helps your prayer life and is blessing, you know, in a blessing ways, can be a sacramental. Oops. Let's change this around again. And again, I apologize for the light. It just decided to get darker, and I apologize for the screaming outside or behind me. So that concludes this session. This was just meant to be a little showy. This is actually longer than the video I made on sacramentals, which is kind of funny. But whoever it was that was actually live watching me, thank you. Anyone else that comes later to watch, thank y'all as well, and God bless.